I spent the last 8 months meeting residents where they were, trying to understand firsthand the issues and areas of priority of concern to them. As I walked the various communities of my electoral district, my spirit was disturbed by the many heart-wrenching stories. Exactly 1 month after being elected into office, we launched the Food and Clothing Bank Relief Initiative, where hampers and clothing care packages were distributed on a monthly basis to families most in need throughout the district. To date, over 200 families in the district have benefited from this assistance through the Food and Clothing Bank. All my supporters inside the building and outside the building, supporters up in Whim, listening out in Darrel Spring, Mount Mary, Montpelier, Sanchez Hill, Glen Road, Pump Mill, good evening. Back Hill, Whim, one place, one family, one love. Good evening to you, my family, my friends, residents of Darrel Spring, Whim. I greet you not only as the People's National Movement's candidate for the electoral district of Darrel Spring, Whim, but as a proud product of the village of Whim. Yet again, I come to you this evening seeking your endorsement once more to continue the work accomplished thus far over the last 8 months in office. Of course, as we go forward, it will be remiss of me if I do not take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the people of Lekoto, Black Rock, Fairbanks, Marys Hill, Union, and some of Whim who are no longer with this realigned district. And of course, I must also express my gratitude for the warm welcome I have received thus far from the people of Wilson Road, Glen Road, and Darrel Spring, who have been added to this district. So tonight, whether you are in Mablong Trace in Darrel Spring, on the block in Whim, Darrel Spring, Montpelier, Sanchez Hill, Pump Mill, or wherever you are in the district, I want to really big you up and let you know exciting times are ahead in this electoral district of Darrel Spring, Whim. In January of 2021, I asked you, the people of Whim and the environs, for us to take this journey together. And oh, what an interesting journey it has been. Of course, you, the people, came out and voted overwhelmingly for Kelvon Morris, ensuring that I won this electoral district by the largest margin during the last election. But you see, some people really like licks, because I see the person who I would have given a good cocktail, she come back again. I feel she have a crush on me. But on a serious note, you, the people of Whim, were integral in my success at the polls in January. And for that, I am eternally grateful. Your belief in me was the driving force behind the many initiatives I ensured were implemented in the short time I functioned as your assemblyman. My mantra from day one has always been service before office. You see, when you have a passion for people and for improving the lives of residents, then it matters not whether or not you hold a portfolio. Your focus is simply concerned with solving the day-to-day issues that affect residents the most. I spent the last 8 months meeting residents where they were, trying to understand firsthand the issues and areas of priority of concern to them. As I walked the various communities of my electoral district, my spirit was disturbed by the many heart-wrenching stories of families adversely affected by the fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic. This became my team's primary focus during this period. I, along with my support team, quickly developed and implemented programs and initiatives aimed at bringing relief to residents and their families. Permit me the opportunity to account to you for the things I've been able to accomplish in just a few months. Exactly 1 month after being elected into office, we launched the Food and Clothing Bank Relief Initiative, where hampers and clothing care packages were distributed on a monthly basis to families most in need throughout the district. To date, over 200 families in the district have benefited from this assistance through the Food and Clothing Bank. Less than 1 month later, we launched the Sunday Meals on Wheels, where families were selected based on recommendations of the field officers, and they were provided with delicious warm meals every Sunday. Since then, we have fed over 100 families through the Meals on Wheels initiative. Later that month, we introduced the Entrepreneur of the Week feature, where the products and services of business owners in the district were recognized and promoted. I'm told by many of the businesses that were featured that their sales increased in most instances after their business was featured on the social media platform. In May, we began a virtual initiative called Opportunity Thursdays. Every Thursday, information and employment vacancies, training and development programs, as well as opportunities for entrepreneurs were shared on our social media pages and directly to persons who were on our mailing list. Many young persons have accessed this link and expressed gratitude as they have benefited from employment as well as academic and professional development by the Opportunity Thursday portal. In June, 5 months after taking office, the Blossom Can Foundation and the District Contingency Fund were launched. The foundation was established to manage the contingency fund and provide non-partisan support to residents. The fund allowed members of the public to donate directly at the boxes or at local grocery stores. Funds donated were then used to assist residents in need, as we realized that the funding available through the office was not sufficient to meet the needs of residents. This fund has been the catalyst for many of our initiatives and social support programs. In August, we held an Emancipation Thanksgiving breakfast and provided meals for over 300 residents in the district. In that same month, the Community Outreach Caravan was launched, which brought the services of the Office of the Assemblyman to various communities and residents throughout the district. So I am sure by now you would notice the trend that almost every month since taking office, programs and initiatives were implemented to serve the people of this electoral district and Tobago as a whole. In September, with the support of Belgrove's Funeral Home, the Blossom Can Foundation was able to donate 10 tablets to primary school students to assist with their continued online learning. In October, we launched the Community Beautification Initiative, where much-needed community disposable bins were constructed, and some are still under construction in communities throughout the district. Thus far, we have constructed bins in Marys Hill, Whim, Idlewild, Glen Road, and soon there will be one constructed at Darrel Spring. We also constructed bins, 3 bins in Lekoto as well. See, when you've been building bins and building bins, after a while you build so much that you can't keep count. It is my intention that every community under my representation will benefit from this initiative. As a matter of fact, I have been receiving calls from throughout Tobago, including Roxborough and Speyside, And they are telling me that they need bins too. But I tell them don't afraid, because come December 6th, Nadine and Franca will be building those bins for them. Brothers and sisters, I have outlined to you some of the initiatives implemented since taking office. They were listed out month by month as an account of my stewardship and now submitted to you, the people who elected me to serve as your representative. My work over this short time speaks for itself. I have not made empty promises, nor have I chosen to serve a select few. On the other hand, through my office, we have served every community equitably. The young, the old, UNC, PDP, IDA, UTP, all. And with you and your votes, I commit to continue to serve you, the people of Darrel Spring Whim, forever accessible, inclusive, and full of passion. Once re-elected as your area representative, my focus will be to leverage our suburban geography, uniquely located on the outskirts of the central business district of Scarborough, to create opportunities in entrepreneurship, tourism, culture, the arts, as well as sport and youth development. I envision the electoral district of Darrel Spring Whim becoming the Manhattan of the Caribbean. Ambitious plans, of course, but where we are able to establish fringe businesses in and around the capital, catering to tourism and entertainment, housing and agro-processing, as well as light manufacturing. The spin-off effect of such initiatives and activities will redound to the creation of sustainable jobs for the young men and women of the district, as well as numerous opportunities for business development, skills training, as well as lucrative space for persons in the creative and performing arts. Kendra, I see you. I single out the creative sector, that orange economy, because it is an area of immense potential, especially for an island economy like ours that is as culturally diverse as Tobago. My electoral district is home to DDA, which is a dancing agency harnessing the skills of some of Tobago's best dancers. And therefore, there will be numerous opportunities for them to perform and make a living showcasing Tobago's rich cultural history. Of course, as a former footballer, I live and breathe sport. Therefore, I commit to ensuring we have safe spaces for our boys and girls to recreate and hone their talents. Tonight, I want to speak specifically to one project which is near and dear to my heart. Not only because I am from Whim, but I want to speak to it because of what it can do, not just for the young men and women of my electoral district, but for what it can do for Tobago young people as a whole. That project I speak of is the soon-to-be-completed Whim Sporting Facility and Youth Multi-Skilled Training Center. First, the location carries significance for two main reasons in Whim. One, it replaced Popo Garage and Auto Shop, which trained some of the best auto mechanics, including Coxie, who now has one of the largest car parts business in Tobago. And two, it replaced one of the sweetest trenna trees in the village. So it must be for good reason we lost that trenna tree. But like Martin Luther King Jr., our former area representative, Claudia Groom-Duke, she had a dream that providing skills training opportunities to our young men in the area would equip them with the requisite tools to lead to meaningful lives and turn them away from the negativity that was plaguing the communities of our district at that time. Today, that dream is but a stone's throw away from becoming a reality. And I want to put on record tonight that there will be no fitting person to name that facility after, but to call that facility the Claudia Groom Duke Whim Sporting and Multi-Skills Training Facility. PNM. And that is the only thing I'm putting on the table going into this election. That once that facility is completed, I want to see the name of Claudia Groom Duke engraved on that facility. Secretary Melville Jack. Further, I will also be advocating that the conference room be named after a dear daughter and matriarch of Whim, the late Miss Melva Jo Field, who, as president of the village council, advocated tirelessly for this facility's completion. During the last campaign, I spoke about identifying recreational spaces to host major sport tournaments and events, including inter-district events. Unfortunately, the current restrictions did not allow for the hosting of such activities. However, upon the resumption of team sports and activities, the Brandon Recreational Grounds at Idlewild, as well as Jubilee Park in Sanctus Hill, will host a major inter-district tournament that will highlight the sporting talents of Darrel Spring, Montpelier, Montmary, Glen Road, Sanctus Hill, Pump Mill, Idlewild, Montgrace, Whim, and the environs. And Marysville, not because I lost you, you also will be involved. PNM people, Tobago people, people of Darrel Spring Whim, we in the PNM, we got this. Exciting times are ahead. So when you see the young lady from the other side come begging, give me a chance, give me a chance, give me a chance, like if it's play, we all lotto, tell she we're taking no chances, we're not gambling. Representation is serious business. Representation is about service. It's not about office. It's not about believing that I just want to be able to have a fancy post called secretary this or secretary that. You have to be rooted in community. I told her last time, you don't just pick up in the morning and decide to want to represent people. You would have think she would have picked up sense and start to deal with people. Marysville people still waiting. Marysville people still looking for she. She not dealing with people. Just imagine, she running for office in Whim. But I got a call today that this young lady, all of a sudden, remember it have a field in Marysville and calling the boys to tell them that she can't do anything about the field, but she could give them some football. All because it have an election. That is not how we represent people. We represent people in season, out of season, every season. This is PNM representation. PNM. Of course, I look forward to being part of this renewed and revitalized PNM team that is backed by a history of delivery and performance over the last 20 years. I remember too vividly as a child the days of the NER and the hardships Tobagonians faced at that time. It was the PNM who introduced GATE and expanded financial assistance specifically for Tobago students that educated many of those same persons today who are bad-talking the PNM and said the PNM has done nothing for Tobago. As for me and my house, we are eternally grateful to the People's National Movement for affording us free tertiary education, which I know would not have been otherwise attainable and available if it was not for that one life-changing policy called GATE. Going forward, the PNM will focus critically on recovery of the multiple sectors of the island as we seek to revive our economy in a post-pandemic era. This will be done by boosting the agricultural sector, and you would have heard Brother Dennis speak to it, and developing the tourism sector, understanding that many businesses were negatively affected by the temporary closure of industries and the loss of international tourism. During the construction of the new Marriott Hotel at Back Bay, 750 jobs will be created for persons in the construction sector. We in the district can also look forward to the opening of the Comfort Inn Hotel right along the Orange Hill Road and a soon-to-be constructed bowling alley and entertainment center at Wilson Road, Idlewild. It is envisaged that these initiatives will create an additional 200 jobs. Furthermore, through our plan in incentivizing foreign direct investment and private sector expansion, we are confident that this will further stimulate over 2,000 jobs in various sectors, jobs which will ensure the young people of this electoral district are prepared and positioned to benefit from. Now more than ever, we must embrace a style of representation that leads by involvement, collaboration, stakeholder partnership that focuses on solving common problems. As your representative, I will continue to be accessible, listen to your concerns, and of course, I will continue to work with you. Collectively, we can tap into the wealth of youth capacity, entrepreneurial abilities, tourism products, and agricultural potential that are synonymous with this electoral district. By doing this, we would create avenues for greater employment opportunities, open doors for enterprise development for those business inclined, as well as sporting, cultural, and artistic opportunities for multi-talented youth. Brothers and sisters, I beseech you to look at the work that has been done in this electoral district and the service that has been offered to the people, and know that there is much more to come. The People's National Movement is a party that presents clear plans, that builds on past performances, and delivers these plans with a clear vision for development. We have a leader who is tried and tested, equipped with relevant education and experience to build on the strong foundation left by those that has gone before her. Along the way, as a party, we have made mistakes, but even then, we have listened to you, and we continue to improve and find new ways to serve you, the people of Tobago, better. We are by no means perfect. We are products of this very Tobago we aspire to serve. We are brothers, sisters. At the end of the day, we are all family. And as the PNM in these elections, we are saying, this team of 15 candidates, we are all ready to work with you and for you to ensure we protect the gains made over the last 20 years and the future of Tobago for all generations to come. We got this. Join me as we continue on the path of development and good governance. Our focus in this election is about presenting to you, the people, our vision and plans as to how we can position this island we all love, 115 square miles of landmass, to emerge from this pandemic better, stronger, smarter, richer. We got this Tobago, a place where prosperity, hope, and empowerment will reign at all levels. So as I close, I wish to remind you that on December 6th, when you go into the voting booth, be sure to stamp your X resoundingly and forcefully by the name Kelvon Morris. Our symbol is the Balize, and my party is the People's National Movement.
PNM.
I will also like to remind my fellow candidates to stay focused, knock on every door, have the conversations, speak heart to heart, remain humble and honest in your discourse. And I have no doubt that you see that Maxi, that Larry, come down Shore Park with that couldn't hold Nadine and couldn't hold Franca and couldn't hold Punchin. Well, political leader, I making a call. I wore 15 Maxis and we're parking them up outside each campaign office. So as the seats coming from Speyside, coming down to Roxborough, coming down to Bell Garden, coming down to Goodwood, coming down to Bagatelle, coming down, we're picking up Marcelin. Marcelin, you get your bus ready, you know? And then I know Clarence going to be coming from Canaan, Brother Dennis from Boko, and we're coming all the way up. And when all these Maxis converge into Scarborough, because we would have claimed victory, we will all shout in one refrain, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we have.
Take no chance. Protect your future. On December 6th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.